It's Wednesday, time for our weekly trip to the new zoo.
Neil Anderson joins us live this morning from Suamico. Hi, Neil.
Good morning. Well, you can see what I have in front of me, and on me, I should say, is a ball python. And you know, I have one more snake than the Emerald Isle of Ireland does. You know, Ireland does not have any snakes. If you're going to look for a snake in Ireland, you'd have to go to a zoo, or maybe you'd have them as a pet. But one thing with Ireland, which is interesting, you know, Scotland, which is kind of right, you know, next door to Ireland, has a couple different snakes, you know, and that, but they've never been able to go ahead and cross over to Ireland. And one thing that, you know, if you look across the globe, you know, places like Ireland, Greenland, Iceland, New Zealand, you know, they're all surrounded by water and cold water. And of course, if you went between Scotland and Ireland, there's a 12-mile stretch of the Northern Channel. And no snake has successfully migrated, you know, between cold water like that to an island. So that's one thing. If you're going over to Ireland, you're not really fond of snakes, you won't have to see snakes because they're not going to be out and about.
Oh, I know a few people who might want to move there now.
Exactly. You know, people, you know, forget is Ireland, you know, really, it ended up really thawing out about maybe 12,000 years ago. And before that, it was underwater. There's actually, you couldn't even find, like in the United Kingdom, you could find dinosaur fossils, but you wouldn't in Ireland because Ireland was actually underneath the water. So on the western side, you get those big 700-foot cliffs of Moher, and those cliffs were actually the chalky bottom of the sea. So snakes, when they evolved, they never did have an opportunity to get over to Ireland, because if they would have, they probably would have been popsicles, because it was, the ground was frozen, and it wasn't really until the last 12,000 years. Now it's interesting, Ireland, you know, because of that, they only have, they've got one lizard, and it's a lizard that is a live-bearing lizard, so it gives birth to little ones that are live, no eggs on that. And in addition to, there's no turtles on the island. There's no turtles, you know, there's sea turtles, but actually no turtles on the land. And they have one frog and one toad. But they have a really abundance of birds and everything. But yeah, if you're looking to see a snake, you're going to have to go to a zoo, or somebody has a pet over in Ireland.
So, I mean, there's not just like one lonely frog over there. Is it a lonely like species of frog or what?
No, actually, like I say, there's two species. You know, there's one. Yeah, there's one frog and one toad. Okay. You know, and the populations are doing pretty good. But and that's just basically because, you know, the ground has frozen for so many years. So yeah, to go find a snake is, you're going to have to go to probably the Dublin Zoo.
Well, that was very interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Neil.
We'll check back in the next hour.
Sounds good.